All right, what's up, bloodsucking gamers? My fault. I still have my mask on. Welcome to 2020. What's up, bloodsucking gamers? Let's get this started today. We're doing what we do every week from now on. We're going to bring you some news, some information, what we think, and how we feel about the gaming community. Today we have special guests. I would like to introduce them, but let them introduce themselves. So first, on my right.
What's up, guys? My name is Dave. You can find me on Bloodsucking Gamer as always, and other social medias if you want it.
Yeah, he plays 2K, but right now he's waiting for a PS5,
Yes,
like
sir.
everybody else. To his right is,
Wiz at Bloodsucking Gamers.
you know him as D. Geldner, 2233.
Yeah, that's my. I gotta change. I'll change that soon. That was like an old,
Yeah, but he's also one of our Smash Brothers players, and he's right now doing player relations. So if you need to talk to anybody, talk to him.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yes, sir.
Love doing it.
And to his right,
Yo, Ace McCloud, a.k.a. BSG Ace Money. That's me on PSN. Find me on IG, BSG_Ace_BTC. Follow us on fucking YouTube, Bloodsucking Gamers. Follow us on, join the group on Facebook, Bloodsucking Gamers, all that good
everything is bloodsucking gamers.
Salute.
Shouts out to everybody. Before we get into the actual topics of the day, shouts out to Who Runs Philly 2K.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Sponsoring
Jimmy.
their 2K tournament coming up. It's on Halloween. So you going to trick and treat and win some money. So that's all you got to do.
Where's it at?
Some real money.
It's going to, according to the flyer, it's going to be at the Sheridan, but you have to get online and sign up to find out where at the Sheridan because we don't just give out rooms.
Last time I checked, there was only like 2 spots.
Yeah, there's only probably 2 spots left. Trust me.
200,
That's a fancy
200
job.
sign up to win 2 G's.
Maybe you should go just for cocktail hour.
Hell yeah. I'm going for the bar.
Yeah.
Bring that real trick or treat bag. Man.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
We filling them joints up with paper, not candy.
Hell yeah.
Bring your A
That's what we're
game.
talking about. Also, since we're still talking about that, we're about to get a couple segments. And shouts out to Andromeda Gaming.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Official Apex team. Shouts out to Val.
Need speed.
Yeah, and then Susan Lawless. Go follow them on Twitch right now. I don't know what you're doing. You can pause this and come back. Also, we have another player that we have to give a shout out to. He will probably be on our podcast soon, but shouts out to Insomniac. One of the best SSBU players I've seen in a long time, and he will be repping us coming December at CEO.
Down
so
in
shouts
that
out to
red,
him.
green, and
Big
black,
announcement,
baby.
man.
Yeah, that's the
Big
announcement. Yeah, so look out for us. We're coming for you. All right, so let's get into our topics. Last week we had a nice introduction with Monster Hunter, and I think we should continue that. Monster Hunter Rise was announced. We've watched some early footage. I'm happy it's going to be on the Switch, but I want to see what everybody feels about it because we have at least 2 Monster Hunter players in here, a third Monster Hunter
One on the
beginner,
way.
and yes, one on the way. So let's see what people got to say about that.
Man, fuck you! Don't call me no beginner. Nigga. I'm master rank 3 up in
Yo,
this
he's got a
bitch.
master.
I'm master
rank.
rank. Nigga. I'm an Iceborne motherfucker.
Master
Don't
rank
play
3.
me. But no, I ain't go fraud. I'm not really a huge Switch fan outside of like ARMS. Like maybe like I said the multiplayer fighters or the multiplayer sports games. But I'm a wait and see type of guy when it comes to titles like this because Capcom looks like they dropped the bag on this because this is going to be the stopgap because Nintendo's not competing in the next system wars.
Yeah, they're not at all.
I mean, this is going to be their stopgap for the next 18 months. I'm guessing.
Yeah, but to be fair to them, they were the most recent system to come out.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
But
I feel like I know what you're saying.
Almost
'cause-
as if they were like the 1.5 to the
Yeah.
current,
Yeah,
coming,
for sure,
the coming
for
2.
sure.
Like they're the.
I'm looking at that Monster Hunter like I'm looking at all the Kingdom Hearts 2.5, 2.8. Like
Okay.
it's literally like I don't think it's gonna be a full Monster Hunter.
Well, I mean like what Nintendo did with their recent system was almost like halfway to a next gen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you know what I mean? It wasn't
It's
fully
almost
next gen.
it's mobile next.
Yeah, it's
You don't want
like
to play on your phone?
kind
Take the
of,
Switch.
Right. Yeah.
That's a good
That's. I think that they're really smart the way that they compete without. Basically, they don't compete. You
Nintendo
know? They
always
do their
stayed in
own
their lane.
thing. Yeah.
After they learned from Sega smoking them the first 10 years and the first 10 years of the 80s and 90s, like yo, they learned their lesson.
If
We're gonna
go into
stick.
just a little bit of
stick to
history of
kids.
That it
Stick to
happened
kids.
with Sonic, and then it happened with Crash and Spyro with they had both Crash and Sprite. They were like, yo, we got 2 mascots.
Yeah.
And this
Yeah.
shit, they went hard, and people were like, yo, Mario's old. Not that Mario was ever, like, uncool, but, like,
But he's an old
he
plumber.
was kind of old news for a while.
But I want to know, do we know all the features? Will it be like
So
almost a full blown?
So with Monster Hunter Rise, what I have watched is basically a guy play with his 2 dogs for a good 45
Yeah,
minutes.
it was hilarious.
It was
I
nothing
like,
really in it. I did get to see a new monster, and they kind of showed off a little bit of an old monster. But basically, what I saw is besides what was it, the new clutch feature where you can grab in the air. But besides that
So-
feature, I don't know really what to expect. And plus, with the dogs, it was like they were more gimmicky. Whereas the Palicos, I felt were more like you showed. Like right now,
Yeah.
Palicos heal me.
Yeah,
I know that for a
shit.
fact. Even when I first saw it in the original Monster Hunter World trailer, they showed the Palicos bringing you the little Vesper wasp.
Yo,
and throwing
hey, yo,
straight
hey,
up.
hey,
Like
hey, I'm
so,
gonna say,
they
ain't
just
nothing
showed
like
the
a bigger
dogs.
wasp.
I'm gonna be
delivery.
totally honest. The dog is definitely a ploy to make toys and plushies and shit like that, but I'm not even really against it because it's a ridiculously good design.
I don't think so because they could have did it with the pools. The pools were like the
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, like they're gonna mine the crap out of that.
well,
rather
that's
than
true.
that
But then I'm
avenue.
also looking at it like, are they more attack worthy? Like, what is this separating from Monster Hunter World?
I
And
think
know
they're
it's gonna
more
be
of
a
your
lot.
mount, and they do attack for sure. I don't think they'll be as useful because if you could like you can't ride a Palico, right? So they're giving something up to be better in battle. You know what I mean? Like they're kind of giving something up.
he's
my
right.
my Palico do 200 damage, 200 blast damage. I trust my Palico.
No. That's what I mean. I mean, the Palico's giving up the ability to mount to be better in battle, whereas the dog is a mount, so it's probably not going to be quite as like awesome in fighting because you are like if it was both an amazing mount and an amazing fighter, then you'd kind of have it wouldn't really be balanced.
I don't
Like,
want
it
to
would
say
be
they
too
screwed.
much.
I don't want to say they fucked up just yet. I want to wait and see what it's going to look like.
Oh
But
yeah, not yeah.
If they was going to do it, they should have just made it a direct port of Iceborne or World Iceborne.
It does look
Well,
really
it's-
good.
it's
I'm gonna
that-
tell you straight
of
up.
Hold
It
up.
looks
So
beautiful.
this is
Yeah,
also
I
my.
know what you're saying.
But
Like,
this
I'm
is my
not-
issue with
yeah.
Nintendo. This is why it's a little bit of an issue with me. When I saw it on PlayStation Monster Hunter World coming out, people jumped because you realize PlayStation was going to put a lot of effort and work into it.
Right.
Whereas with Nintendo, they start hitting this spin-off thing where like we know Monster Hunter Stories is
Yo,
coming out.
They literally waited
and
until
it becomes
They're literally waiting until Monster Hunter World ends.
yeah.
Monster Hunter World ends to fucking start this Rise shit. Like, bro, like you're tweaking. Like, it don't even look good.
It's their capitalizing.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Visually, it looks great, but again, is it going to be a
well,
full?
this is
length
the next
joint?
part. I need to see all the weapons. They didn't show all
Here's-
the weapons.
here's-
They showed a little bit of the daggers. They showed a little bit of the long sword.
Don't
Major
whore it out.
takeaway.
Do not whore it out like Square did with
Yeah.
Final Fantasy.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
You know how many
That's
spin-offs
kind of
of
what I'm
fucking
going
Final
with.
Fantasy?
All that
Oh my
spin-off
God,
stuff.
yeah.
And I was thinking Fire Emblem.
If you type in Final Fantasy in the App Store, there's so many Final Fantasy games that I'm pretty sure half of them are not real. Like, they just don't get sued because nobody noticed it. There's so many Final Fantasy games. It's like Pokemon ripoffs. Like, you can't sue them because there's so many.
I don't want Capcom to think, all right, we got a cult hit. Let's milk this shit.
Oh, yeah, you
no,
don't want-
y'all,
yeah.
I think y'all getting as much as y'all possibly can out of this last Fatalis update. I think y'all should have left Final Fantasy. I think I should have left the Monster Hunter World IP dead until fucking.
well,
5.
it's
And
all
what you- yeah.
'cause- I was gonna say it's because that's what Capcom has become. Like they've done it with Street Fighter. They milked the fan base, and when the fan base they realize will do anything to continue this.
They turn them into pachinko machines.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's what I'm saying. Capcom, the problem with Capcom is that their games have never been accessible. But then once you get really into the games, they like you said, they kind of keep you in the game. Like they kind of like
Exactly.
make you almost feel like if you're not like staying up at the game, then it's almost like becomes your life.
No,
Like,
it's not that. It's
like-
just Capcom doesn't have a great. They don't have a great track record of games with replayability. They have
Okay.
great one in like if you play the game for the first time and you take your time with it, it's probably one of the best games you ever fucking played.
I
Like
hear
think
you.
about
Like,
it.
the
Think about it.
first time
Final
you played
Fantasy. I mean,
Mega
think about it.
Man
Any of the
or something.
Resident Evils. Once you end it outside of 5,
Yeah.
because of all the little extras they gave you in terms
Because
of
it's
t-
co-op.
time
It's
and
kinda
ten.
but it
just
was co-op.
outside of 5.
Yeah.
Outside of 5. Once you ended it, could you really replay it? Like
I hear
really?
you. Yeah.
Like really.
well,
You
a
went,
lot
you
of
went
the-
for you went for personal achievements. At this
Dino
point.
Crisis. I could go down the line. Mega Man, excluding Mega Man. Mega Man's
Yeah.
probably the only one.
I was
But
gonna
then
say,
wait,
the
but then
first
their best
time-
one is Legends, and you can't even do that again. Like their games that they're good at making. They realize they've hit a perfective part, and they for some reason they don't like. Well, there's a bunch of other like Dino
It's almost
Crisis.
like
Yeah,
they're
that's
afraid.
like Dino
It's almost
Crisis,
like they're
fucking,
afraid to fuck it up.
Yeah, but
excuse me.
But then
like,
the ones they
No,
mess
no,
up.
yeah.
good.
But then the ones they like, you're remaking them. So great. Resident Evil 2 remake was amazing. Resident Evil 3 remake was like so short that it kind of took away a little bit from Resident
hear
Evil
you.
3.
But the question is, once you played 2, once you ended the remake of 2, could you go back and did it give you
Well,
the, like,
if,
oh, I
because
wanna
you-
play
but
the
then, that's the
reasons that
point.
you're
Hold on,
right.
wait. What he just said, because you get 2 players.
Well, there's
That's the
Once you
only.
get
there's
the full-
two
once-
But
real-
that's why
infinite.
2 outweighs.
There's
the
also
rest.
2 real arguments to support what you're saying, though. It's one, which is that once you actually learn the puzzles themselves, like if in any of the ones that are like puzzle heavy, like problem solving heavy,
Yeah.
once you actually learn how that works, it becomes more like running through the motions than it does like actually thinking through like you know what I mean? And then also once you know the story, it becomes also like running through the motion. So like even though a lot of the game is still fun, there's many parts then where you come to. But let me say one more thing, which is what I noticed about Monster Hunter Rise, the one coming out for Switch, is that both of the things that they spent a lot of time on, right? The wire bug, which
Yeah.
is the grappling thing, and which is the other thing that we didn't mention would be like that you can climb up like stuff like, and then the dog, which is a mount. What does all this stuff have in common? It's all about movement and travel. They're
feel
not
like,
telling you anything about the way that it fights. It's all about how you get around. So far, they've said, hey, it's open world. You get around on a dog. You get around using wirebug. You get around using your mount. There's cool monsters. You fight them.
that's
You
true.
don't know how you fight them.
Yeah.
For all we know, it could be a turn-based game. It just looks like it's not. We don't
Well,
really
we kind of know it's
We-
not. They showed a little
For
demo, but
all
I know
we
what you're
really
saying. I
know,
know what you're saying.
They never said this is like a
Like Monster Hunter Stories.
yeah. We think about it.
we go fuck around, turn around, it's gonna be like Telltale Games.
Well,
oh no, we
Monster
do.
Hunter
We saw.
Rise. It's gonna be a pick and choose game and shit. Do you want to catch this mama?
Well,
You
well.
wanna-
Speaking
No,
of,
we do know. Sorry, we do. We did see enough to say that it's an action game.
yeah,
but
it's
we don't really know like how it plays. Like you know,
no,
it
I'm
could
just saying
be-
I'm spoiled with World and Iceborne, and like I said, now with the Fatalis update, I'm super spoiled. If it's not going to be as open or as fucking expansive as fucking World is, I don't think it's a point of putting it out.
Well, it's literally more open, but I don't know about more expansive. It's literally open world, so
Well-
it is more open.
Well-
but I don't know about expansive.
But the light, I mean, if you look at the life forms in World,
oh, it's
they're every
beautiful.
fucking where.
It's and they make sense. Like a Savage Joe shouldn't exist, and
Yeah.
that's why you kill them.
But that's what I
because
said,
they
it felt
take
more
over.
Sony.
They stop things from,
Yeah.
like they don't stop eating. They
well,
never, so you
talking
wanna
about
kill them.
Capcom, moving on. We got to move on.
Yeah.
So, talking about Capcom, it's almost like it's branding stuff. So basically, we're gonna go into branded games that we remember. And when I mean branded games, I mean companies that literally created a video game to get you to buy their stuff,
product.
their product. So first person, I'm just gonna pass it off to the right. We go off to the right. Pick your game, bro. Pick your game, bro.
Probably go with one I mostly played was Spot 7-Up. You know.
Yeah, I remember 7-Up Spot.
Damn.
I have fond memories of that game.
That made playing
He
7
dug
Up
in
Spot.
the crate.
drinking a
My
7-Up.
dentist had that game, as well as like Aladdin and like Sonic and shit on the Sega. Like like it was one of
you
those
can go to
Segas
the
like
dentist
at
and
the
actually play those
yeah
games
like
there.
it was one of those genres where it's like going to like when you went to GameStop back in the day and they would have like the thing where it had that like super cartridge that like switches out
you could
cartridges,
try
like,
them
Right,
out.
yeah.
it like switches for you and you can try different games. It was like that. It was like a big like machine, like an arcade style like machine,
Like the
and
McDonald's
you
joint?
could pick what game you wanted to play.
Oh yeah, I remember. I saw that.
Yeah,
too.
it was cool as hell.
McDonald's.
Yeah, Spot drinking 7-Up and not realizing I'm playing as a 7-Up.
Oh my God,
You
that
didn't even
was-
know he was 7-Up at the time. but,
I
you
mean,
know.
I knew
Not
that.
at all.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was or just earlier. I was like, "What was that Pepsi game?" Like, like I was like,
And I don't think
oh.
I've ever like drank 7-Up like when I was younger playing the game at all. It was just like this game is fucking cool.
It's
I'm
like
just
lemon
like-
lime. That's
Yeah,
the soda.
like-
All right, what game you got?
Lego games.
Legos, all Legos.
Oh, he
Lego
did.
games
This
just-
motherfucker picked the most.
Yeah, but
successful
all right.
of them all.
No. But the reason,
We'll be on this
someone,
topic for a
hey,
long
it's
time.
almost like someone has to pick it. You know,
Oh,
like if we
absolutely.
don't shout out to it, then it would be like a shame.
yeah.
Like it's the ultimate franchise brand. They own. It's almost like they own everything, but it's kind of like if you could kind of simultaneously be a monopoly and own nothing at the same, because they don't own the rights to really do Star Wars. They own the rights to do Lego Star Wars. You know, so it's like, hey, we don't own everything. We own Lego everything. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's different.
Welcome
It's
to
a
Lego
It's not a
world.
monopoly. It's a Lego
As long
monopoly.
as,
Like,
as long as it's made of blocks,
Right.
we
yeah. So it's like it's. I think that's cool because I think first of all, it's really smart. Second of all, you take a toy, turn it into a game. You're now selling toys with your game and telling games with it. You know, like
Yeah.
it's just
Forever.
smart.
Like,
and
who doesn't
good
want to
at
play
the
Legos either? Like, you get older. and
Well,
just-
that's the thing.
build
It's
some
it's
Legos.
simultaneously a cash grab and like an art piece.
Yeah.
You know what I
and
mean?
a lot of
It's like
them
an
get hit.
homage to
They're
all their own.
beautiful pieces of art and filthy cash grabs at the same time.
It's like
it's
like
the
kissing my
same
own ass.
exact. Yeah, it is. It's gross. It's gross,
Yo.
but it's effective. No, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
It's-
know.
You know what? But what I'm saying, yeah, it kind of is. But it's like it's
It's like everything
it's like
is awesome.
foolproof. It's foolproof. You know what I mean?
No,
it's
I
like it
agree.
can't go wrong
No, you're right. That's
because
why
it's up
Lego
to
is
you.
Lego.
It's kind of like, hey, you built something.
They're
All right.
still
Yeah.
doing it to this day.
Yeah.
Exactly. Ken, you can pick one.
One.
Shit, you got one. Well, pick a.
I have two, but I'm gonna
Pick a
I'm
brand.
I'll be
Go with
real
your best
quick.
one,
I'll be
yeah.
real quick.
Okay. Okay.
Like I said, the whole time before we even recorded. Burger King, the Burger King
yeah.
Xbox 360 game
The
series.
Sneak King, the fucking
Sneak King.
the creepiest video game
Yo.
with a commercial that made it even
You
creepier.
think
Yo,
Five Nights at
I'ma
Freddy's
make a
commercial
game
was fucking
called-
creepy?
Oh, I remember it.
This
Creep
shit was
up on dudes.
freaky. And then the Pocket Bike Racer game. Yeah.
Oh, with the little motorbike.
Oh, yo, lit.
Looking
lit.
like Homer
I
on that
ain't eat so many Whoppers. I ain't eat so many Whoppers ever just to get them games for free. And a fucking turn to find out they was only $5.99 a piece.
Yeah, they were cheap as hell.
But again, I was spending like $10 on a large Whopper meal just to
Hey,
get
Whoppers.
the game with it.
Whoppers are delicious.
And the second one, I just really was thinking about this shit. Before Tony Hawk, before all of the granddaddy of them all,
What was it?
Thrasher magazine.
Thrasher.
Thrasher Skate and Destroy.
Yeah, I do remember Thrasher.
Wow.
Probably one of the greatest skateboarding games ever for PS1.
At the time, yeah.
At the fucking
Yeah.
no.
It's nostalgic now.
No,
It's
no,
definitely
no, fuck
nostalgic.
Soundtrack, level design, all that
I
shit.
say that
for
but I say
the
it was
time, it
nostalgic.
was
Yeah, it's
fucking
definitely
fire.
nostalgic. That is
Dude.
You know, can I just make a quick shout out? The Olympics games.
Yeah.
Would you consider that
But
brand?
wait. I wouldn't consider that brand. I'm consider that propaganda.
Yeah.
Hey, but it's good propaganda. The Olympics are all about peace between the.
Yeah. That's what they put on.
They
Then
want to
you
tell you
play.
But yeah, that's all.
Now the Olympics
Thrasher
is on
Skate and
hold.
Destroy.
Yeah, Crash the bobsled team.
Because I remember them, the cops used
We have a
to get
bobsled
chased by the
team.
cops and
Oh,
shit.
I remember that.
The best soundtrack
Why
I
would you
heard
do that?
before
Thank
fucking
God.
Tony Hawk Pro
Is-
Skater 1 came out.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not mistaken, Thrasher predated
Yeah.
Tony Hawk.
That was
series.
like the original Activision.
Yo, first I'm a king, bro. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot about Run DMC was killing shit in the skateboarding.
So, here's the thing. I have two games too, but my favorite game of all time, and everybody knows I stream this game, and this is what makes it funny because is this branded?
What?
Can I guess?
Well,
Guess. Take a
Midnight
guess.
Club?
Yes.
Is it branded?
Dub is a magazine.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, you can't. I give you that. That's
No,
a cheat
yeah, of
code.
course.
But that's what I said. I have two
If
games,
you
but
use
technically-
Thrasher, it's really just
No,
a-
but the
just a
third one
brand,
was the
like
first
it's-
one to use real cars. They used the
But that's
real
the company.
Yeah,
the real
yeah,
stuff.
no,
so,
I feel you. Like, yeah,
They
no, it
get
works.
those.
That
So-
actually
that
really
works,
counts.
so I was
That's your favorite game of all time?
yeah. I said one of my favorite games of all time,
Oh,
but it
one of
definitely is. I still
Yeah,
play the game
okay.
to this
I
day.
can vouch for that
Obviously.
motherfucker. Yeah, that's probably one of his top 5.
It's a great racing game. I'm
Oh,
just
my
not
God.
as into racing, but it's cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
cool.
Club
It's good.
Wednesday coming
But
soon.
not yeah. What I was still gonna say, it also birthed technically Grand Theft Auto San Andreas because it's the same map. They literally created the same.
It was
map.
smart to make a racing game that was more than just race. Like you immersed yourself in a world in which you raced
Yeah.
instead of just racing.
Yeah, everything was the lifestyle. It was the
I want to
lifestyle
shout out a
version.
game, but it has nothing to do with anything, despite just being my favorite.
Save that for the end for game of the
Yeah,
week.
yeah. It'll be
There
my
we
game
go.
of the week.
Also,
Actually,
my,
it is
my,
Mike,
my
yeah.
second game was Sarge Army Man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use that as the default, but I wanted to go with Midnight Club, even though it's the third one. It's
If
technically
you
a
didn't
branded
play
game.
with the fucking army toy, the little fucking plastic army soldiers,
Toy
dude.
Story.
It's Toy Story. I was about to
You
say
weren't
that.
a 90s
Mom.
kid.
Your childhood
Mom.
fucking
Yeah.
sucked.
You
Yeah,
were
you
not
don't
a
like
90s
Toy
kid,
Story.
at least. At least you were not a 90s
Before,
kid. if you
before
didn't
Toy
play
Story,
with it.
man, you used to
Oh
be able
my
to get the
God.
little bag of
Oh,
army,
yeah,
man, for like
Some
a
of them
buck.
have
Some had a
mortars,
bucket,
and they
yeah, a
take out
bucket of
whole
them
groups,
Jones.
Yo,
you know.
almost- yo, almost
And
put my
then
logo.
some of them just fire forward with their gun. Like you
Right.
gotta, they
Don't
all
forget
have
your
different.
medic.
They're pointed different ways.
Some of them
Story,
had
random story.
snowboards.
Some of them had
just
phones.
walking.
Yeah, some of them are
I almost
communicative.
put my little brother eye out when
Yeah,
he
it was
bought
different.
that
They're what's it
Don't
called?
forget to set them on a
Recon?
rocket.
had the parachutes, you could throw them off. And
Oh, I remember that.
Oh,
The
the
parachuters.
parachutes, yes.
Yo, the
Yo.
parachuters were
Liddy.
fire. That
Oh,
But
my
also
God.
the reason I brought up that game is most people don't remember this. This is actually should be culturally canceled. They made a game with all green people, but the chick was white.
Oh shit, she
That's
was
right.
Vicky was white. I remember. I was like, wait, what? I remember even seeing the pictures in the magazines. Like, wait, what?
Yo, Sergeant's Heroes, yo.
Every-
yo. Army
Yes.
Men 3D.
All right, so moving on from Brandon and talking a little bit about future games that might have a lot of Brandon in them. Cyberpunk 2077. I've been seeing a lot about it. We talk a lot about it, like we want to play it, but the more I'm looking at it, the more I'm seeing. Sorry, my headphones were checking. The more I'm seeing, the more I'm realizing that this might be a game that in the future might have a lot of advertisements, almost like Grand Theft Auto, but real advertisements.
Like you just said, your favorite game, Midnight Club.
Well, yeah, Midnight Club is
Yo.
branded as an advertisement. I get that.
No,
But-
no. I'm talking about just remember in game billboards.
Oh, yeah.
The size of walls, the posters, the soundtracks.
They
Like,
paid
yo,
for it.
Yo, they were whore. Yeah,
They
were
paid
whored
for it.
out.
So with them paying for it, I get that. But with Cyberpunk 2077, it took so long, and I feel like with The Witcher, they didn't need that. But The Witcher was branded outside of the game
Because if I'm not mistaken, The
Whereas,
Witcher was
like-
like already made.
because it's based off a book.
Yeah.
That's what
Right,
I'm
it's
saying.
not
Outside of the
really
game, it
based
already was
off-
branded
right.
in its own world.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like Cyberpunk, I feel like they're gonna make the world inside more branded.
I don't think
Like
you
almost
can
like you
whore
go
that
into
out.
you go into a Burger King,
To be
you go
honest-
into like a Taco Bell. It'd
To
be
be
like
honest, to be
Back to the
honest,
Future too.
I think it's the perfect game
Let me
to
stop.
do that.
I think
Perfect,
so, too.
personally, because I think the future will be so unbelievably branded that it will almost be like like they're kind of making fun of themselves. Like they advertise you, but they're kind of making fun of themselves for like, hey, look at how ridiculous the future is with advertisements. You know what I mean? Like, but they get to advertise it at the same time, but it's like a statement on like in the future, car drive you kind of, you know, like just ridiculous ads. Like,
So also looking at that, I saw a lot of the clothing and stuff like that, and I was like sitting there. I was like, I bet you people won't even be playing this game, and this will be like the future of stuff. Like some of the clothing look kind of cool, and I'm sitting there like, yo, I could look at right now where we're at. I literally could look outside the mall and see like clothing that is in the game. Like they have like futuristic clothing, like the way she's wearing a jacket, but she's got on a skirt at the same time. It's like what? But it's all one thing. So it's like the way clothing is made is just interesting, and I want to know, like, do you think like this game will also have an effect on the actual future of how
Like
people,
fashion?
yeah, like look at things,
Yeah, definitely.
like car models.
eventually games will. Whether
I
this
think they
game
already
does
have.
Or
or
they do
yeah.
now, definitely like towards
Yeah.
like even looking at Fortnite, how like all the kids are dressing like
They're all
Not
doing the
matching
dances.
and-
They're
I
all
was literally about to. I'm sorry,
Yo.
let me stop talking shit on advertisement before Travis Scott pops up and
Oh,
fucking The Witcher
and
or
a
some
burger.
shit like that.
Yo.
With a burger.
they don't even give you no bacon on that joint. I ain't even happy, but that's another time.
This is my Travis Scott video game.
I ain't
Let
gonna-
me shut the fuck up.
I ain't gonna give him
yo.
no play. We ain't just gonna
right
cancel
before you
him.
pop up and shoot me in the foot.
Yo, that is a regular ass burger with bacon
Tory
on it.
Lane.
too.
All I'm gonna say is Kylie Jenner. We
Oh
lost.
man, but yeah, that's what I mean. Like the effects of gaming on the people in the future, and you think like
yeah.
even with the PS5, I think this might go further into VR too. I feel like there will be a Cyberpunk soon.
Oh, hell yeah.
Is VR really?
Maybe called 2099.
Is VR gonna really ever catch on to the point that we assume it will in the future, or is
Yeah,
it just gonna be?
definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, like it.
So I'm gonna break you right there. The reason we're looking at it is we're looking at it so deep in the gaming, we're forgetting all the other aspects of VR.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
basketball
No,
is
of course,
tough
of
watching
course.
that.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
that court side.
You're right.
Yes.
And
You're
I
right.
feel like when
You are
people
right.
actually start buying
are
this
correct.
equipment,
Oh, yeah.
then gaming is gonna be added.
No,
on.
you're totally right. For like, okay, we can't go to games anymore. We're gonna do VR seats, and it's gonna be amazing.
Yes.
Like, probably, honestly, better than being there in
But
person.
that's how
unless
I-
you're like talking to the athletes.
You could probably still be talking
yeah.
to the athlete.
That's true.
through
Yeah,
fucking
every-
VR.
But I mean, you know what I mean. Unless you get like the real
Or, like, say,
experience, it's better to just do it in VR.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
you have
Like
a better
making-
angle, everything.
Making dinner, like think about how people just don't want to walk away from the game and stuff like that, and just have it on, like
Yeah,
but, you
it's
know,
true.
or even,
you know what I'm talking about.
No,
like,
I do
yeah.
know. What
we know where we're
yeah,
going with
it's-
this. You can have
it's
meetings.
limitless.
You can literally
even
create-
going to the bathroom.
training,
You know what I mean? You
training.
might
So
wanna go-
a lot of like real
That's what I was
VR, a lot of tech in general comes from either like medical or military advancements,
Yeah.
right? So like it's reasonable to think that like they already do in the medical and military field use certain VRs for like certain trainings, but they could even do way more.
Well,
in the
what
future.
if you? I already know this is going to get implemented. I'm jumping so far ahead in the future, but you also implement AR, which is
It
augmented
is
reality.
theoretically it is the perfect way to
But
train.
but the way I was going to say is like, you know how like you have a blank room, an empty room. The
Yeah.
AR can fill your room.
exactly.
Like
That's
what
tough.
everything.
It
Think
is the
about it.
perfect way to train.
Pokemon Go was like literally the perfect fucking test subject.
And it's just the
Even
beginning.
start
Yeah,
there.
it's just the beginning. Yeah.
And that's literally outside in the world. Think about when they be able to fucking get the nuances of enclosed.
Well,
fucking
that's what I'm
like,
saying.
like a
Enclosed
space
housing.
meant to be
So,
augmented.
so what I'm saying is with this is
Think about
that's
it.
in Cyberpunk.
Army game. You play an army game. All right,
And-
we're gonna turn your couch right into a bunker.
But
in AR.
okay, so what I just thought is like, what if you had an environment that was like you before you played the game, you put something on your couch, and that tells it that now your couch is this.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So like you haven't. That's where it's like becomes fully interactive.
Think about it.
You know what I mean?
I hate to keep bringing up Pokemon Go.
No,
how
no,
they how
you
they
should.
can how they
You
how
should.
they how they can tell you that the local store is a Pokestop.
Yeah, exactly.
that's cool.
Like
Yeah.
almost like that. Oh, this
Well,
store
right.
right here is now officially a Pokestop.
But
Yeah.
what you just said, we still haven't played Cyberpunk, but I feel like those little nuances will eventually. Like I'm pretty sure there's going to be a part where you see a AR augmented reality.
Of
or
course,
something.
yeah,
Okay.
in the game.
But those little nuances, I feel, are going to affect even. Like you said, Fortnite, dancing, clothing, dressing.
Yeah.
We can even talk about like
Check it.
I want to say like Fall Guys. As dumb as it sounds, the way people are interacting with each other and the way that we start playing games and social interactions. So it's not as much as it is competitive anymore. It's almost like
I say something. Shout out to the Fall Guy community. Y'all are some of the most friendliest motherfuckers ever, man.
but that's the point.
Taking the fall.
Like it's not competitive as in hardcore anymore. It's more competitive as friendly. I just want to
Like what? Yeah. So I know.
like but you kind of get where I'm
Yeah,
going with this.
like what Sakurai wants Smash to be.
Yeah.
He wants it to be like we all mess around, we have fun. Maybe someone does win the prize, but nobody's like cutthroat. Nobody's like crying. Nobody's throwing shit. No, everyone's just like, they won. Like,
I feel
cool.
like that affects
You
the
know?
mind state.
Yeah, which I'm starting to get. To be honest, like I'm starting to see why he wants it to be more like a Mario Party or a Mario Kart
Yeah.
than, or even just more like Mario Party than.
Well,
But,
that's that's
yeah.
because he realizes when you become competitive, it's no longer for fun.
It takes away from people wanting to get into it for the first time.
Well, those two.
because
but-
then people are like, no, well, I'm not competitive.
It's not
so-
fun.
Yeah, it's not fun.
So-
yeah,
So that's what I'm saying. This whole future aspect of gaming and how I feel like, as much as we talk about Cyberpunk, and I know people are like, "Oh, it's just a game coming out." I'm starting to look at it a little bit now and starting to really watch all the stuff unfolding. And in my mind, it's almost like I'm like, either this game is going to bomb or it's going to have the same effect Grand Theft Auto 3 had.
I have a really good answer in
Yo.
my opinion. In
Holy
my
shit.
yeah.
Yo.
Grand Theft Auto 3,
Yo, that was
the
dope.
reference,
Ooh.
perfect reference.
I just
It was a
remember-
perfect reference
Ooh.
because after Grand Theft Auto 3, you start seeing games like Arkham Asylum and eventually Arkham City
All
that
that.
are just like so open.
Open world.
Then you go to Gotham, just to use Batman as an example, then you go to Gotham Knight, which as much as I think they should have used the Batmobile less, you still like drive around in this really immersive Gotham City that's just like couldn't have been done without Grand Theft Auto
Oh yeah,
2
the
and
whole
especially 3.
open world aspect,
but even
and
2.
then the effect of you affecting the open world.
Was Grand Theft Auto 3 the first one that was like PS2 modern, or was that 2?
No, that was PS2 Modern, but I feel like Driver 2 was the first one to really tap into that, but Grand Theft Auto perfected it.
Right. Okay. Wait. Let me say
Like
what
they
about
get out the
Cyberpunk.
car, still
Oh,
run
yeah,
around.
yeah,
Like
Yeah. So about Cyberpunk, I hope, I genuinely want it to succeed. I want it to be as good as everyone thinks it is going to be, because I want to play that game. I want to play it with you guys. I want to be like my own character. I would make like sort of a brute, but like he maybe has more depth than you think, or so I don't know, like a cool character that you'd. But like, I guess what I'm saying is like, I think it might honestly be too ambitious, because like when they tell someone like me, you can play it how you want, and then they tell someone like you can play it how you want, and then they tell someone like you can play it however you want. It's like we're all playing at the same time. Is it a shooter or is it a brawler or is it a chaser or like what? If we want to all do a
Now.
mission together, is it cool like if I'm brawling and you're driving and then you're shooting and
Well,
like,
that's the question.
Does that
Is it
work,
multiplayer?
or-
I don't know yet.
Yeah, we don't really
We don't know yet. More than likely, though, we
It's
know.
not. Wait, we don't know that. I thought it was going to be like online multiplayer. It's
Well, that's
not.
the thing. We know that there will be online.
Oh,
we don't
okay.
know how it is.
Yeah,
Is it
yeah,
you
yeah,
creating
okay.
a person, or is it going to be like Grand Theft Auto?
I
Like
guess
said,
what I'm
its
saying though
own
is either
separate
let's.
server.
I
That's
think
true.
that when you set out to make a game perfect, no matter what, let's say you set out to make the perfect Tetris game, but just like you set out to make the perfect Tetris game, you can't succeed.
Yeah,
You
well, you
cannot-
can. You
no,
can.
you can't. You can only do it subjectively. You can't do it objectively. They're trying
Tetris
to make
99.
it. All right.
I
Good joke,
was
but
really thinking about the one that's
but that's
playing
still
tournament.
subjective, though. That's still it. When I say
Yeah,
perfect,
yeah.
I mean like it'll please everyone. It'll have its own way to play for everyone. It'll be everything you've ever wanted it to. Like,
Well-
basically, they're claiming this game will be everything you have ever wanted it to be. There will be mini games in it that'll have poker. There'll be
Now
mini
this
games
is
that'll
now
race.
this is the thing.
You'll have everything.
This
but
is the
like,
thing.
How is it really gonna?
This is the thing.
Okay.
What is too ambitious?
What is too ambitious? A game where literally everything exists.
Red
No
Dead
Man's
Redemption.
Sky.
Yeah, we can name like.
What was that? No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky was too ambitious. It was
Yes.
too ambitious.
I was gonna say Red Dead, but
Red Dead
no,
Redemption worked.
no. Red Dead Redemption 2 is.
It was too ambitious. It
was.
didn't work.
Because they almost followed suit with No Man's Sky. It took them almost a year to fucking get everything.
Oh, a
in-
year?
Yeah, almost.
How long is 2077 taking?
Shit.
It's gonna be 2077.
No,
in
I,
your
I
words.
was right, but
Yeah.
but I also rather wait. I'd rather not get sold a game
Yeah,
that
you-
isn't.
as long as
we
it's
learned
as good
that
as they're-
me and Kirk have
Now
a
we're
running
really
joke
talking.
with No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
Because me and him have had a hell of a debate about
Yeah,
this
okay,
shit.
okay.
I feel as though like, yo, it was too ambitious.
Oh, that's what this
And
game-
especially
oh.
especially when you got the developers backing it. Oh, we're gonna
Yup.
do this and that and
Yup.
that
Everything.
and that and
There's
that.
infinite
And then
amount of
wait,
space,
then
yeah.
launch day is like literally like stick. It's like stick figures instead of
Yeah,
yo. We
yeah.
promised you a Picasso
Yeah.
on every fucking
On
wall.
every wall.
Every low
Yeah.
screen is
Yeah.
gonna be a Renoir.
Yeah, yeah.
Nah, bro.
Yeah.
We giving you turkey face. We giving you
like-
hand turkeys all
You
day.
like Monet? Everything's Monet. Whole world,
But
universe
wait,
of Monet.
but wait, but
Back
over
to
time,
Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I know- yeah.
Over time.
But
they
he's
started
right.
doing it.
I see
but
what
that's
you
how
mean.
the
Yes.
game was wrongly sold to me. But we're not going to get into that
No, no,
because
no,
that's
no,
a whole
no.
nother
I see
story.
what you're saying. That you both have valid. I think you both have
No,
valid
but no.
points.
When I say Red Dead, it took them almost 6 months to
And
get their
everything
online
was already
aspect.
there.
Once the
Don't
game
get
had
me
already
wrong,
launched.
they nailed Rockstar nails single player always.
Yeah.
Their single player story was
Rockstar's so
perfect.
good. Can
But
we just give it up to
they
Rockstar?
backed
Yeah.
it. They piggybacked on online so hard that when online came out, I tell you what. A can of fucking beans online was worth more than a bar of gold for like the first 3 months. Think about that. Think about that, bro.
Their economy.
Think about
was just
that. A
messed
can
up.
of beans,
Damn.
in game was worth
In-
more
in
than
game-
a brick of gold.
And it's not like this game takes place in some alternate reality
No.
where gold is worthless.
No.
And it's the opposite. It's in a reality back in time when gold was like
That's
$1
how
of
bad it
gold
was. That's
was
how
like
bad
you
it
could
was.
get like acres and acres and acres of land
Yeah.
for $1 of a
But that's
literal
what made
dollar
it
of
a little
gold.
bit.
Like
But over time,
Yeah.
like now, I think they really sealed the deal because of that the wildlife wilderness joint. The new update they just
But
put
that's
out.
gotta
the
get into
jungle.
but that's what
I
I'm
love
saying. They also
Rockstar.
did that with
Rockstar's so
Grand Theft
good.
Auto.
Same thing.
Can we just-
But
Yeah,
hold up, before
yeah.
we go that far, the reason I was getting into Cyberpunk is Cyberpunk is based off of a game, almost like Dungeons and Dragons.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
the
it
reason
is.
I was saying it could literally hold up is because you already have everything there, and that's almost like a Final Fantasy to me, where the first Final Fantasy is technically Dungeons and Dragons. Like it held up because it followed the right procedure.
I played a game when I was a kid. It was an MMORPG, meaning truly like you could have thousands and thousands in the same server, right? And you could be in one location with like hundreds of people.
Was
You know,
it
like
RuneScape?
no, it was Asheron's Call. It was
I heard
lesser
of that.
known. Yeah, it was lesser known. And what the way it worked was you could basically design your character any way you want, but the gameplay wasn't like super deep. But in terms of what you actually were like doing in theory, you could basically do anything. Like you could do like 4 different schools of magic, all these different like archery, crossbow. You could do like, you know what I mean? But like you could mix it in any way. Like I could have creature magic, and then I could have crossbow, or I could have like item magic, war magic, and staff. Or I could have like anything, any combination you want, and any level of defense that you want, and any level of. Does that make sense? So it's like
it's some Path for Exile type shit, right?
it was
here.
unbelievably deep when it comes to like picking every little thing. But the gameplay was just like, all right, melee kind of is melee, you know, and
It wasn't fun to play.
especially. Well, I had fun, but like if you go back now, it's like you're kind of just pressing a button and you're attacking, and then you're stopping, and then you're starting again.
The part of creating was more.
It was
bad.
way more fun.
It's almost
to
like
create
Oregon
your
Trail.
character.
Or
Kinda. It was
You
more like
you create him so good just to see him die.
it was. It was ever.
You just want to see him die in spectacular fashion.
Bit
It
by
was
rattlesnake.
EverQuest. It was EverQuest meets
I love
meets
EverQuest,
that.
though.
It was EverQuest
I hated EverQuest.
meets
I love
that.
the original EverQuest on PC.
Yeah, but it was.
Nah,
but
I
if
ain't giving
imagine
it- I
if
got
in
some
EverQuest
people
instead of
upset, too.
picking just a warrior, you could literally make someone that was like literally in any way you wanted a hybrid between every class, like in any way that you wanted whatsoever.
Oh, so like almost like a job class, but you could pick and choose out of skills from every
Like
job.
if there was hundreds and hundreds of jobs and you could pick, you had a certain level of skills, points, just like in D&D, how you have like points to pick skills and shit.
Okay.
You had that, like you had points, and every level you'd get more points. You could pump it into learning new
So-
skills, or you could just make your current skills more
So,
powerful.
question: because of that, and knowing that there are past games that have pulled this off, does that still take away from the idea that
You couldn't
Cyberpunk
really
couldn't?
do much in this game. Like all you could really do in this game was advance. Like you could pretend to eat, but like you're not really eating anything of.
But that's what I'm saying.
Like
In
you're
this-
not
in
giving
this,
your
I feel
character
like
nutrients.
even those
like,
little things might be a bit like I watched the guy change her arm while she was smoking a cigarette. Like, and I'm sitting there and the guy's like, "You're controlling that still." Like the guy's still talking. You're smoking a cigarette. You can play with your gun. Like, and I'm sitting there like it's almost like you said, maybe too ambitious, but also. I feel like I kind of need that at this moment because, again, I don't want to go back to Grand Theft Auto, but I feel like they did it perfectly. I feel like maybe The Witcher does it too. Perfecting your character to almost how you feel your character should be. Def Jam Vendetta or Fight for New York does that a little bit, where you build your character up, but you also add like stupid shit like clothing, shit that looks.
The
it's
ticky
just
tack
you.
shit.
Yeah,
The
it's
ticky
just.
tack shit that make
And it's almost like you added clothing, but now I feel like I went in the store, I picked up the shirt, I put the shirt on, and while I was putting on the shirt, I was talking to the store clerk. Like, so little shit like that is like, this is kind of dumb, but I can also feel like this is comforting because I feel like y'all focused on every little bit.
the petty human interactions.
It
The petty
is-
interactions.
Yeah.
I think that's where the game's really going to be genius and artistic and all that stuff. But I wonder, is the actual gameplay of the game going to suffer for all the ambition?
Well, that's the point.
What does it play like?
That's the point.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, it looks like it plays well, but that's the question. Like, what am I doing? And the reason I realize
Yeah,
they're not
that's what I
telling-
mean.
for the
When
hype,
you
they're
say
not-
plays
yeah.
well, you mean like the walking plays well.
No,
For the
I've
hype-
seen the
for the
shooting.
hype
I've seen
that
all
is
that.
got-
I've
Okay,
seen
so
the
there's
driving, I've
shooting.
seen-
Is there punching? Like,
Yeah, there's punching. There's
so
all
you
that.
can be like a brawler if you
But
want
that's
to
the
be.
question.
Like,
That's what they're not
someone
trying to
who,
tell
like,
you.
just
They're not
whoops
trying to
people's-
tell you what you can
Okay.
be. Like, they literally said, if you die, the game continues.
The hype,
so what does
the
that
hype
mean?
for this game is literally up there with
Like, if you
Ghost
fail
of
a mission,
Tsushima for me.
yeah.
Like, I'm willing to
Oh,
take the risk.
yeah, without a doubt.
I'm willing to take the risk on buying it. Account. I'm willing to take the risk
Yeah.
of buying it, but if it's a dud, I wouldn't be. I'll be highly disappointed.
I would
because
be-
I would
yeah,
have
oh,
considered, I
without
would
a
have
doubt.
considered this the only game in contention with Ghost of Tsushima for game of the
you know
year.
what it is though? It's
Like
it's,
as of right now, Ghost of Tsushima.
it's almost like Ghost of
it's
Tsushima
a
is
mile-
unbelievable. Like, let's
a
just get
country
that out of the
mile
way.
ahead.
Ghost of Tsushima, I had to put it down for a minute because it like
Too much.
it broke me. Like
Yeah.
it was like
Like I have a
it
lot
was
of
like
shit to do, and I
this
can't
is
keep playing
art
this running
and
around.
if you don't give it your respect,
when we're talking about the
Yeah.
last few releases for this.
no.
current
I was
generation,
getting to that.
Cyberpunk 2077 is supposed to be like the cherry on top.
I guess what I'm saying
And
though is like
for as long as it took, even though this fucking company CD Projekt Red has put out 4 or 5 games in the time that they put out
Yeah.
two Witcher expansions. Blood and
yeah.
Wine and the other joint was announced after fucking they already announced we was already developing Cyberpunk 2077. They already put out another. Did they put out another game? I think they might have put out like 3 games.
I don't know. I gotta
But-
look up what else they had,
but
but
we're
I know
talking about
Witcher's like my big one. I
full
think Witcher is also the biggest one because there's CD Projekt and CD Projekt Red. I
Yeah.
feel like there's 2 separate companies, but they're the same.
Yeah.
So within it, it's just it's we'll see how far.
Dave,
it
would you
goes.
want to race, shoot, or brawl if you were playing a side? Like, would you rather like mess people up with your hands and then like slip away so they can't
But no,
shoot
but
you?
like,
Would you rather like be shooting people up, or would you rather like
Yeah.
be
Yeah,
like doing
they-
car chases and shit? Because you could apparently do all that in this game. You could be a hacker. Like, what interest? If you were gonna play with us, like what?
So can in Watch Dogs and in Assassin's
Yeah,
Creed.
yeah, yeah, but you
Like,
can't-
can do all that shit.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just supposed to be a really immersive world. Like you.
I feel like I just
Play Assassin's Creed Odyssey and tell me that shit ain't immersive.
Oh, it's
That
immersive.
motherfucker.
Yeah, it's
Like,
immersive.
I feel like this is gonna be a little bit different when it comes to immersion, and I'm gonna check this out because I have a feeling that we're gonna get some VR implanted into
Like
this.
for that's the bar that it's got. It's got to tip. It's got to touch at least Assassin's Creed.
Well,
interact.
it
I
will.
mean, in terms of interactability,
But you know,
and openness.
you know,
It's
and I'm
gotta
giving
top-
everybody
it's gotta
this,
touch that.
I'm letting everybody know this now. The PS5 version of the game isn't coming out till 2021.
Yeah, as I said, we're going to be stuck playing PS4 version for a whole.
Wait,
Well,
the
it's
actual game. When is the game? I thought the game wasn't coming
PS4
out
version
until
comes out November
November.
12th, I think.
That
and
soon?
then the PS5 version is coming out next year.
Oh, okay.
But I heard that if you put the PS4 version in the PS5, it works obviously.
basically
but
the
eventually next year it'll upgrade. It'll be upgraded to
Yeah,
the PS5 version.
yeah.
Right.
That's what I heard. And so before we wrap up for today, because we gotta wrap this up,
Yes, sir.
we always pick a game of the week. We always decide, people should know about this game. It doesn't matter what year it came out. Doesn't matter when it was created. Doesn't matter if it's good. Doesn't matter if it's bad. It's just a game we feel like you should test.
Could be the worst game you've ever seen in your life.
Well,
It doesn't have to be. Well, last time we didn't do a game you should test. We did get. I
Worst
shouted
game
out
ever.
a game you definitely should not test under any circumstance.
But you've made so many people curious, so it doesn't matter. We're gonna,
Right.
But we're gonna tell you why we picked the game.
Yes, tell the person why you picked it. You picked
I'm
it
gonna
for
go
a reason.
around. I'm gonna go around first because I always go last. Dave, just pick any random game that you would.
But tell us why you picked it.
I'd probably, oh my gosh, I'd probably go with like, since I'm a sports person, I'd probably go with like NBA Jams. I definitely think everybody should definitely,
James
Experienced
James
that
was
at least
good.
one
James
time,
was really
like-
good.
definitely.
All right. What system?
And,
You gotta.
SNES?
Oh my god.
I'm pretty
SNES
sure you get on your
James?
phone right now.
Yeah, you probably definitely play on your phone.
Yeah.
Don't play the new PlayStation.
Oh, is there a
version.
new one? I didn't know that there was a new
It's
one.
on. I think they have it on PlayStation, but it's like
Oh, that's
you
kind
gotta play it on the original.
Yeah, you do.
Like,
Yeah.
there's-
Yo, NBA Jams was hype as hell. I don't even really like basketball that much. Like, I don't dislike it, but I don't like love it. And I'm not that into sports games in general.
Yeah.
But Jams was a hype game. It was a really good
I
game.
would do that and I'm sneak Vector Man and
Good call.
check out Vector Man, please, people.
Good call. Vector Man. Ken, what would you pick?
Oh, right now, I mean,
Oh, okay.
I mean,
I do know. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
all
No, I
time.
remember
All
now.
time.
I'll go if you want me to.
No, I got
Okay,
you. I
yeah,
got
go,
you.
yeah.
First jump,
Yeah.
Road's game, PS2, back in the day, Road Galaxy,
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah. Rogue
Classic.
Galaxy.
definitely.
absolute classic. If you're in the RPGs, if you're in the JRPGs, that's kind of like open world and not turn based like fucking Final. It's a great game.
Okay.
Also, I want to say the fucking joint that they just dropped on PS now. They just dropped for PS Plus for October.
What?
Vampire.
Oh yeah. They're
That's a
making
pretty good
sequel.
game.
They're
It
making
just
a sequel.
dropped?
That's a dope goal.
It's
It's free on PlayStation. We
Yeah.
recommend you pick that up right now. Do not touch Need for Speed. Pick up Vampire. It's RPG.
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
a-
open world. It's
it's
like
a RPG
no,
racer.
it's
no,
set.
it's like a. How do I put it? It's like you'll love it.
They follow a storyline. It's like literally like it's.
I want to say like MMO, but it's not. It's like RPG. but it's vampire.
I'll check it out.
Check it out. You'll love it.
Yo, my game, a game everybody remembers but does not get enough hype. Yo, it's a spin-off of Donkey Kong. And Banjo-Kazooie actually comes from this game. He actually
Oh, I
doesn't
know
come
what
from
game
his
this
own
is.
game.
I know again.
Diddy Kong Racing.
Oh shit! Oh, wild card.
Yo.
Wild card, bitches.
Diddy Kong Racing. So Diddy Kong Racing, you could use a hover car, which was like on the water, and still turn. It was pretty good on the land too.
Yeah.
You could fly, or you could use a regular ass car, which is dumb. No, I
Yeah,
think
which is
it's
dumb.
cool sometimes. But I usually use the hover car, which was my shit, and you literally race like. One dude could be in a plane, one dude could be in a hover car, and one dude could be in a car, and you just all race. Like, obviously the plane does have like, Anyway,
you
like
three
it's just
different
hype. Like there was a story for it. You could actually there was bosses like you go race a dinosaur and then you race like a big octopus. It was just fire. Like
So there was a boss.
they don't make racing
racing
games
There
like
was
that
a
anymore.
boss racing game.
It was legit the boss of racing games. Yeah.
All right.
Do the
So,
Mario Kart. Me and Donkey Kong gonna have some. beef.
Mario Kart and Diddy Kong about to scrap. Mario and Diddy.
my final game, and it's a game that most people probably never played, but I'm pretty sure many people have seen the cartoon. I love Monster Rancher. Monster Rancher is the work, but Monster Rancher 4 in particular.
Is that related to Monster Hunter, or is it?
No, it's something
totally its
completely
own
separate.
thing. Okay.
Monster Rancher was a show that used to come on, and I picked up Monster
Oh,
Rancher 2,
right. Yeah,
and I
yes,
started putting
yes,
the disc
yes.
in the
Wait, wait,
PlayStation.
I
I
remember.
loved it.
It
Based
was
on the
originally
anime.
no. It was originally a knockoff to Pokemon. It was
Yup.
supposed to compete
Yeah,
directly with
true.
Pokemon.
Yup.
Cool.
But the fourth one actually is it's when they perfected it and they
Yeah.
figured out where the game should be.
Nice.
I recommend if you have a PS2, pick that up. If you have an emulator, pick that up. It is one of the dopest games I've ever
And
played.
if you got a gang of old CDs laying around,
Yup, you can use them.
use them,
burn
motherfuckers.
All right.
Burn it.
This has been the Bloodsucking Gamer Podcast. If you like, follow, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, follow us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter, follow
Thumbs
us on
up,
Twitch.
motherfuckers.
Follow us everywhere.
Everything.
Everything is
All
Bloodsucking Gamers.
platforms.
Thank
Salute.
you for listening and have a good night.
We out.
Love y'all.
Keep gaming. Bye.
Appreciate it.